Hello everyone. Tonight on Adventures with Paul we have a bit of a break in production. I've done 8 of my VESA mounts so far, and it's 3.5 hours to print one of these, and it was getting old. It's with the blue painter's tape. It's kind of a set it up, let it run, and it just cruises along, goes all the way through. When it's done, I have to retape the glass. The thing sticks good enough that I rip the tape off the glass in pulling the mount off. I print with a brim 4mm, so it's actually stuck down fairly well around the edge. I have to trim that off, but these are more functional than pretty. The top surface isn't the greatest in the world. I actually have little sprue coming off from where it transitions. Seeing those are raised, it has to do a layer here, do a layer here, do a layer here, so it moves around and I get a little bit of fly coming off of it. So I haven't really been experimenting to try and improve this because I need to get them done. So I got 10 more of these to do, and I thought I'd take a little break and try and improve the process. I have this real nice shroud and fan that I picked up that I can wire into the fan control on my ramps board. That's a ramps 1.4. The fans that are on the board and the 3 stepper motors that I have, I've hardwired into 12 volts, so they're just always on. The thing runs a lot louder now than it used to because of all the fans that are running. But a couple of times I did a print and the fan control was off. This fan stopped, my little drivers overheated, and like the Y-axis got a couple of skips in it, and I lost some prints because of that. That was back when I was doing the PCB mounts, some of them. Once I hardwired the fans, everything that's when things really started getting dialed in for the ABS prints. To mount my fan shroud here, these here go on my belt mounts there. This red one on this side actually gets replaced. This one, unfortunately, is tall enough that if I put the fan mount underneath here, it'll jack the top up and that screw will hit my gear, so that won't work very well. What I'm doing is, the black piece you see right there actually holds the J-head. And what I did was I took that model and made the hole that holds J-head bigger and cut its thickness down. So I got something whose thickness is the same as this right here, and it's going to be inserted underneath that black piece there, so it'll jack the whole extruder up, the gear will go up, that'll give me the room, then I can put the shroud in, and then I can have nice controlled airflow around the piece that I'm working on. And you can see that's the spacer being made right there. We are almost done. 3.5 millimeters is the height of it. We might get it. It's doing 0.1 layer height, so it's practically complete here. Took a few tries. This is ABS because it's going next to the J-head. You can't use PLA, it'll get too soft. So I switched back to ABS. My spool has a little crack on it, so it won't ride on the little rollers up here anymore. I still have my big spool of PLA. That's hardly down at all. That's what the 10 other VESA mounts will be made with. Took a few tries to get back to ABS. Had to set the home position again. This one got scraped off on one layer. Forgot that with ABS you got to glue the ends down, which you can see the big blob under there. Throw a little light on the subject. There. So I glued down the edge, both ends. And this one here is completing rather nicely. The top of it actually looks fairly smooth. We're at 98%, so it'll be done in just a moment here. This took 45 minutes to do that. It was at a 0.1 layer height. I wanted it real nice and precise and smooth and all that, as good as I could get, with 100% infill as well, so that's a solid block of plastic. But, let's see, once that's done, I'll be going back to PLA, doing my VESA mounts, and I'll mount the fan shroud and start playing around with cooling to see if that helps things. I got a fan wired up right now. It's shut off for the top layer. It's wired into the control, actually, but this is anything but elegant, just kind of sitting out there. We're done. Slides over, ejects out. There's my piece. And the top needs a little bit of sanding to smooth it down. Temperatures are off, so that'll cool down. When it gets down to about 50 C on the bed, that'll pop right off. So, more as it happens. And we're back. Things have cooled down. Got the thing off. That's the bottom. Smooth as glass, because that's what it was against. And there's the top. I didn't sand it. I just took my little paint scraper here and just, while it was still stuck to the bed, I saw some little dots of plastic on it, so I just scraped it across the top and it cleaned everything right off. So we're looking pretty good. So I need 3 hands to do this properly. And we're supposed to be at 3.5 millimeter, and I'd say that's pretty close. I don't know what the X and Y on this are. I didn't even pay attention. I just took the model and copied it. But if I squeeze it, I can crunch it down some. But 3.5, that's what it's supposed to be. And taking measurements at a couple of places, I'd say we're doing pretty good. So that piece turned out well. That will be inserted under there between the black and the red X carriage, and we'll get it wired in. I mentioned it took 3 tries to get that. The first one was a Z end stop. The second one I forgot to glue it down, and an end lifted. You can see I'm puckering off on this end. It lifted, started hitting the print head, and got knocked off the plate. Actually, it didn't knock it off. I stopped it and pulled it off myself before things got nasty. But gluing it down, it peeled nicely. The ABS sludge came right off. You can see there's a little bit left on here. We're practically ready to print again here, but this PET tape will be coming off. We'll be going back to ABS, or not ABS, we'll be going back to PLA on blue tape, and try experimenting with some cooling. So that's how things stand for the evening. I got a request in to do something concerning the software that I use. That'll probably be tomorrow night, maybe the night after. I won't bother going into how I'm generating my models. I use AutoCAD for that because that's what we got at work, and I've been doing that at work. But I use Tinkercad to do this guy, seeing it's an SLT file that already existed. No, STL, yeah, stereo lithograph. Anyhow, it already existed, and AutoCAD won't let me edit an STL. So I just use Tinkercad, which is an online app that's simplistic at best. There's a couple other pieces of software you need. I used one to check the model to make sure it was a good model. Then I loaded it into Slicer to give me the G-code to load in. And the G-code comes card removed. I load it on a card and walk it over so I'm not actually connected to a PC over here. I'm running Marlin on my ramps 1.4 Arduino Mega circuit cards over here. And I have a laptop kind of buried under here where if I want to run Pronterface and when I'm playing around with the setting the bed level, you got the ability to individually home the axes, so I can like move the head out or move out over here and then home Z and then move over here and home Z and get a bunch of different points. Oh, one other thing I did. I was going clipping all the way top to bottom like that. Bad move. Clipping now just onto the bed heater. My glass was literally bowing, so the center was higher than everything else because I was squeezing down on the ends out here, all four corners. Right now I'm just holding it to the circuit board in there, so the stress isn't there anymore and my center isn't puckering up. I saw there's a Mendel Max forum and somebody mentioned just in passing that they had their bed bowed, so I thought I needed to do something there. And just going back to this kind of fixed that. I got another sheet of glass on order that's knocked the end off probably the first day I was actually using this, and it's been fine ever since. Just sharp edge to deal with, but I ordered 2 of them so I could kind of do a round robin, throw one in and get it running while I'm peeling whatever off the last one. So that's how things stand. I'll catch you in a couple of days.